Folks, I know it's only been a short while, but I'm Guy back here again to broadcast to y'all one more time today. Starting to get overcast again here in Brownsville. I have a feeling that it's a bad portent of some ugly things to come. The deal here I wanted to tell you was that I've talked about Whole Foods before here in Brownsville to you. I talked about the poor design flaws with the bathroom situation and the green plastic Adirondack chairs on the patio. And the worst part is the clientele, the attitude, the yuppie attitude of the people that shop there. You know, back in the day, my hometown of Santa Rosa, California, I used to go to a store. I used to live right near it. It was called Food for Thought, and it was a hippie store. It was a natural food store where the hippies went. And you know, hippies and health nuts used to be synonymous, but these days it seems like everybody who shops at it was bought out by Whole Foods, by the way, and these days it seems like everybody who shops at the Whole Foods is just a yuppie, just a fancy schmancy that costs so much, and everything is just, the whole world's going to shit, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry to say, and if you don't realize that, then you're living a lie. The ice caps are melting, the population's booming way too fast. So if you don't realize that the apocalypse is half over, then you're just fooling yourself. Anyway, I just like to say about Whole Foods, I finally went to sell a few drawings today for the first time since my incident, my near-death experience, and went over to the Whole Foods, in front of the Whole Foods over there, and got a little stack of my drawings here, my full-size prints, and a little stack of postcards, bird cartoon postcards, and I'll show you a closer look at those in a second, just to show you guys some of the items I got here. I do 4 things. One is my novels. I have 2 novels, an epic science fiction that's almost finished, and a new fantasy novel that I'm 9 chapters into. And the other thing I do is these plein air drawings. Started out doing portraits, and now I got a series of over 100 drawings. For those folks who are unfamiliar with the term plein air, it's spelled P-L-E-I-N space A-I-R-E, and it's a French term. It means doing the drawing right there. Most people do plein air paintings where they just paint right there and they don't sketch it out ahead of time. I have a natural gift, folks, to do a plein air drawing, and done them mostly at Buddhist monasteries. And the third thing I do is these little landscapes. I start with a line, and I do the ridge line, and I do these trees, and I do those black and white, and I sell prints, little bookmarks, and I also sell color bookmarks with some colored pencil stipling. It's beautiful, folks. Those are originals, one-offs, you could say. And the fourth thing I do is bird cartoons. That's what I started out with, doing a long time ago. And I was famous in the Bay Area for being the bird boy, the bird guy, selling those cartoons all over the Bay Area. Some of them say stuff like this: "Got seed?" You know, like "got weed" or "got milk." You know. And this one says, "Hey, check out my new necklace." That's not a necklace, that's trash. You know, it's kind of environmental humor, you know, if you will. Another one, one of my most popular ones, is Clark, you looking at? You know, kind of like The Simpsons with birds. You know, my older series is the California tourism series. I don't have a stack today, but you know, I had some birds flying over a vineyard. Talking wine country here, and then one of them says, "Why do they call this the wine country? Because all I see is grapes." And another one's, he's flying over the Golden Gate, and he says, "Why do they call it the Golden Gate if it's not made of gold?" You know, stuff like that, folks. My claim to fame with that is 2 different times, on 2 separate occasions, I went home with a woman, and the morning after, went over to her fridge and looked on the fridge and saw one of my bird cartoons up there, and I said, "Oh, that's mine." And she said, "Oh, I can't believe that I made out with the bird boy." So, how many guys can say that? Anyway, so the situation with the Whole Foods is, I went over there and I started trying to sell to the people there, and you know, and it's just, what happened was, I did sell a couple of drawings, but I had to heckle them too hard. I had to try too hard, and I kept getting ignored, and everybody thinks I'm a bum. And even the people that did help me out, they don't realize this is my job. They can't fathom the idea of someone standing out there selling their art for a living simply because they think that you can sell art in galleries when the galleries doesn't work. There's no way to be an artist in this society. The profession of artist, which has been around for millenniums, has been forgotten, lost in this chaos time of the apocalypse and And the only reason that I've been able to make anything at this job is because I'm a master salesman, 15 years of experience. And anyway, the Whole Foods in Santa Fe, New Mexico was one of the only places in town where I could go there and I could sit for, in 5 or 10 minutes, I'd make several sales to real cool people, older boomers with hippies with great taste in art. They have money, they're successful, but they're down to earth. They understand the plight of the artist, and they'll buy a print for $10 or maybe even give me 20, you know. But you know, here in Brownsville, they're not like that. They don't even stop, and the reason is there's too many bums. They think you're a bum. They look at me and they don't see the brightness in my soul. And day by day that fire rose. That fire is gonna burn out, and it's burning out. And Guy here, folks, let me show you a couple of my full-size prints, folks. This is a drawing of a street corner in Palo Alto, California at night. It was dark. It's 11 by 17, folks. I couldn't even see this fucker, but there was light shining on the tree from a street lamp, and I used that light to do this drawing. Another one here. This is a co-op in Palo Alto, a little co-op. One of my best drawings, folks. Look at the detail in that bad boy. This is from a Zen center in Northern Oregon, the Buddha statue in the meadow. When I did this drawing, it only took me a couple minutes, and I was sitting in a meadow, and I was sitting next to a monk, big old bearded monk, and I was so zen, and there were swallows flying past us, and it was dusk, and they were brushing right past us, playing with our energy. This is the hallway to the same Zen center. It was an old elementary school. It was renovated into a Zen center, and this is where all the magic happened. Everybody came in to eat. The kitchen's there on the left side after you walk in the door, and the music room's on the right. And it's one of my best drawings, folks. And out that door, you look off a hill over into the Columbia River Basin and the ocean in the distance. The border of Oregon and Washington, the Columbia River. Rows of eucalyptus trees as wind blocks, and one of the most beautiful vistas you can imagine. And folks, I just gotta tell you, it's a shame that someone with my talent and my ability is suffering so hard. That's why I'm the should be out of the should be has-beens. I'm just asking you. It's a hard winter, folks. There was an ice storm here for a while, 4-inch thick crust of ice covering everything. And this is an amazing place with some real down-to-earth hippies, but they're smothered by 100 times that of just yuppie monsters with brown auras. There's a brown aura smothering every here, like a layer of soul crud, mud of the souls, because everybody is so lost in their vehicles and their cigarettes, and it's ugly, folks. And if you can't look at someone and tell that they're sober, can't look in their eyes and tell they're sober and they're a good soul and they're just doing their job. I do this profession because it's what I'm born to do, and it's my destiny, folks. And I just need support here. So I'm not going to show them to you, but I have beautiful full color landscape with stippling on brown recycled taco bags with lettering and film, cursive film script for $20. I have these full-size prints for 5 or 10, plus shipping and handling, and I have a bunch of postcards and bookmarks, and I have copies of my novel. So please, folks, help me out. Guy Vandermeyer here, signing out outside the terrible Whole Foods in beautiful, ugly Brownsville, Oregon.